Okay, everybody, take a breath. We've been working on fulfillment this month. And fulfillment we defined as something that gives you pleasure, gratifies, is being filled full with the energy of love and the joy of being. Have you all been exploring that a little bit?
Yeah.
Fulfillment? Okay, how have you been feeling? Great, better and better. Patrick has, of course. Kind of is required to. The first week we talked about levels of consciousness, beliefs that allow joy and beliefs that don't allow joy. Then we talked about how to feed ourselves in this particular framework in the world, how to feed the roots of our system, to get the loves, the sustenance, anything that will sustain our place in matter. And we also then talked about the inspiration that comes from the divine and how to maintain connection with that as well, bringing in the spiritual food. I'm always amazed at the people that come on certain Sundays. Of course, some of you, thank you for coming every Sunday. But I know that you've been here. You're being brought to this Sunday by divine appointment. You are listening by divine appointment. So we are having today a metaphysical Christian service. So this is based on our beliefs. And if it's odd to you, just hang with me. Maybe it'll make sense a little bit. But it is metaphysical Christianity. Say, I am ready.
I am ready.
Okay. Edgar Casey was called the sleeping prophet in the 1940s. I'm so shocked that the young people don't know who he is. Most of the elders do. But he was quite a man of intuitive powers, and he healed many, many people. But he once said, because he was a scholar of the Bible as well, he once said, you can read reincarnation into the Bible, or you can read reincarnation out of the Bible. Because what we have inherited is what was left and given to us. But when we read the text, and you can read this in your standard KJV or your standard, it's in the Aquarian as well. At one point, Jesus said to his disciples, who does man say I am? And his disciples said, oh, you're the reincarnation of Melchizedek, or you're the reincarnation of Enoch, or you are all these things. And all these ideas of people who had once lived, the people of his day and time believed he was the reincarnation of. So the idea is not foreign. And then, at one point, the disciples said to him, you say you're the Christ, but the prophets said that Elijah would come before the Christ came. And do you remember what Jesus said to them? Mm-hmm. Elijah came. It was John the Baptist, and you did not know him. So in your KJV, in your standard Christian text, it says, Jesus said, Elijah was John the Baptist, and you did not know him. He has come, and I am here. I share this with you because this is the journey we're going on today. We're talking about soul fulfillment. And as we talk about soul fulfillment, we must talk about our soul. We have to talk about that greater aspect of self, greater than this pinpoint of light that we live in today. So, I wanted to share with you something that's in the Aquarian. This is chapter 114 for those of you that take notes. And I want you to hear the words as I read them. I know most of you are already on team understanding, but let's hear that again. Maybe we can hear it at a higher level. Jesus said, we cannot look upon a single span of life and judge anything. There is a law that men must recognize. Result depends on cause. Men are not motes to float around within the air of one short life and then be lost in nothingness. They are undying parts of the eternal whole that come and go many times into the earth of air and then the great beyond, just to unfold the godlike self, to unfold the godlike self. A cause may be a part of one brief life, and the effects in another. Do you hear? The cause may be in one life, but the effects of that cause in another. What you are experiencing, I'm paraphrasing now, what you are experiencing, your experience, the cause of it cannot be found in my life. And what I'm experiencing, the cause of it cannot be found in your life. You created it, you experience it. I cannot reap except I sow, and I must reap whatever I sow. The law of all eternities is known to the master mind. Whatever a man will do to men will be done unto him. So, I want you to hear the words as I read them. Jesus said, we cannot look upon a single span of life and judge anything. There is a law that men must recognize. Result depends on cause. Men are not motes to float around within the air of one short life and then be lost in nothingness. When man sees no further than one little span of life, it is no wonder they don't understand God. If you judge right, you must rise and stand upon the crest of time and note the thoughts and deeds of men as they've come through the ages. Man is a part of the eternal whole. There is never a time when he was not. So, there will be a time when we will all unfold our God-like self and return as God's children, fully awakened and aware. And a part of that is this experience on earth. When we are born, we are aware of two things about ourselves, even an infant. We are aware of our physicality, our physical bodies, and we are aware of our connection with God. And you can tell me you weren't, but you were. That spark of divinity within you, you're aware of those two things. I know I'm bigger than I think I am. I know I'm connected with something greater. I know it, even if you don't have the words to articulate it. You know the connection with the divine, and you know your physicality. What do you not know? You don't know your soul. You don't know your soul. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason the memory is wiped from you. Because we are here to grow and learn. In your soul is every experience you have ever had. Positive, negative, challenging, blessing. Every experience is in your soul. Every wound that needs to be healed is in your soul. Every faulty thought is in your soul. We have this compilation of all of our experiences. And if we are to unfold the God-like self, what is God? Love, harmony, peace, beauty, creator. Beautiful things. Our souls can have a mishmash of all kinds of vibration, can't they? What if you were born and you knew all that was in your soul? Could you even have clarity of mind to decide what to have for breakfast? You would live in confusion. We come for a reason. Everything in our soul is steps in the unfolding of our God-like self. Every choice that took us out of God awareness is there. Every time we invested our energies in making others more important than us is there. Every time we invested our energies in making ourselves more important than others is there. Everything that we have done is there. So, your connection with your inner spirit tells you how you are doing today. We take this energy in our soul and we may decide, I set up a cause in that life that I've got to finish here. We make a plan for our journey. How can I unfold my God-like self in a unique, wonderful, fabulous way? And we plan these experiences. And we choose our parents. We choose our culture. We choose the spot we're born because we are choosing the things that will help us unfold our God-like self. All right. Our connection with spirit, how we feel our spirit today, you don't have to even remember your soul. How we feel our spirit today tells us how we're doing on our mission. Every one of you has a mission. It's not to save me, by the way. Not to save the world. Remember, we talked about that at length. It is you. It's to help you grow and unfold. We all have a mission. How you feel in your God-like self tells you where you are in your mission. The more joy, the good times, you've been doing well. The more consternation, strain, and upsetness, you may be off your path a little bit, but you may be in a moment feeling that I need to alter something because my soul, my spirit, connecting with my soul is not feeling joy. Okay? When babies are born, some of them come in awake. Have you seen them? They remember who they are. They remember who they are. They remember their mission. And if you've been around children when they come in and they stay awake and they stay awake, and then you may not see them for a little while, and you see them again when they're about 7, they're asleep. Like, what happened to you? You were so awake. Why are you sleeping? And they're like, oh, I got caught up in trying to figure out what I need to learn in school. And my mom and dad are having a hard time, and I need to navigate with that little sister that came. Oh my God, what a problem. You know, and all of the focus has gone to living this life. Their mission is way back now, which is fine because they still have their higher self, they still have their divinity, and they still have the physical. They have those two connects always, always. And that's fine. As ministers, 30 years plus, we've seen a lot of babies go through this cycle. And we just pray that all of them stay awake. But it's a cycle. So we need to be aware of our spirit. We need to be aware of how we're doing with our plan. We have everything in our plan. Now, overall, we're doing about 3 things in our plan, every one of us. You ready? You came to heal some old wounds. You came to do that. You came to overcome limiting beliefs. Every limiting belief you had that said, I can't be God's child, it's got to go at some level. And if we inventoried your soul, each one of us, we'd have a whole bunch of those. So we came to heal limiting beliefs, and we also came to aspire to greatness. To aspire to greatness, to aspire to our own greatness. Our greatness, our spiritual greatness, and to that unfolds our godlike self. Every one of you knows you're great. You are great. Yes? You're great. You have greatness within you. As we begin to unfold and walk with God, that can begin to express. So, we have this plan before we're born, and we set up the situations so that we can heal. Now, let's say hypothetically, and I'm going to just give you some little snippets here. Let's say hypothetically, we are attempting to heal an old wound or to heal limiting beliefs. We will do a setup so that situations will put us in that moment where we will be faced with an old belief or an old wound. And we will find ourselves going, oh my God, I don't like this. Totally unaware that our soul set those people in place, put that situation there for us to choose differently. And if you go back and you react, let's say you're in the setup, and the thing happens, and it's high drama, and you go back into your memory banks or your accessing soul or your intuition that is familiar to you, and you say, oh, I'm just going to act like I always have. And you do exactly what you've always done every single time in all of your lifetimes. Guess what happens? Your soul goes, okay, good try. I got to do another setup. So the next 5 years, 10 years, 2 months, however long it takes, the soul begins to draw people to you, situations to you, so you will face it yet again. Do you understand what I'm telling you? And then if you do the same thing, okay, good job, another setup. Do you see how your life can end up being a circle of repetition? So this is what Spirit wanted all of us to know. And it's also by right of vibration. If you answer in that way that still maintains the limiting posture, by right of vibration, you're going to automatically be wanting a setup. You're going to draw a setup to you. And I'm saying setup so that you'll experience it again. You're just a magnet for it. Magnet for it. So Spirit said this. The details come together, but when you choose differently, in that moment, if you can just wake up, just wake up. You don't have to choose right or wrong. It doesn't matter what you choose. It matters that you are consciously choosing this time. I'm not going back to my history and doing what I've always done. I'm waking up and I'm realizing I have a choice to do what I've always done. I have a choice to do something differently. I have a choice not to choose. I can sit here and not choose to do anything. And the minute you become conscious in that moment and make a choice, guess what you've done? You've healed the pattern. You healed the pattern because conscious choice always overrides the programming. And you don't have to face it again. And when you don't face it again, by right of vibration, you go forward. Now, if you've chosen something fantabulous and expanding, then the next journey of your life is going to be filled with opportunities and adventures. You with me? If you've chosen something like, I'm just going to put this aside for a while and go on my own road, by right of vibration, you'll have opportunities that are based on that choice. But you are not doing that repeated setup. Guys with me? When we consciously choose, we override the programming of what we've already experienced in our souls. It's such a beautiful thing. It's all going on in our soul. And when we choose, when we actually can be conscious, what does our higher self do? The dance of joy. Your higher self is so excited when you're coming to that moment and you're so filled with anxiety. I can't believe this is happening to me again. And you're so upset. Your higher self is going, come on, you can do it. We're happy. We're so close. You're so close. Come on, you can do it. And the minute you do, there is a celebration in the ethers. There's a celebration in your soul. In your soul. Because if you change the pattern, you have now healed every single time you've ever experienced that situation in every lifetime. It's like a ring through the soul. We don't believe that anymore. We're not doing that anymore. Oh, it's not just here, it rings through the soul. So that which we have called difficult, and we have been able to stay conscious through, has healed the past wounds or healed the limiting beliefs. And then it opens the door for something greater for us to walk through. Responding from your history, we've got the setup, we've got the response, history, response, we've got the repeat. Setup, response, history, response, repeat. I have been through some of those probably 7 times in my lifetime, and they were major, same issue. Last time, I was totally consciously aware of it, and I totally did the same thing. Totally did the same thing. Totally consciously aware of it. So I know I've got some good dharma coming to me. But do I know it's going to happen again? It's probably going to happen again. For me to embrace it, because I'm Cindy. I want to make an A on the exam. It'll probably happen again. And hopefully this time I can look at the dragon and smile at it and give it a hug. Thank you so much for showing up for me this time. I realize this is all a big confusion because that's all it ever was anyway. I'm going to hug you and I'm going to be at peace with you. Do whatever you need to do. And I'm going to love that dragon. So it's probably going to be smaller this time than it was last time. So, but we all go through this. Opportunities and adventures. It matters that you choose. Choosing consciously. Choosing consciously. Sometimes after we do that, we say, bring on another healing. Have you ever done that? Got that down. Bring me another one. Again. Those of you that have said, I want to ascend in this lifetime and I don't want to come back, guess what? Your hand's in the air. But we don't have to say that. We can say, now give me a new adventure at this level of consciousness. All right. I want to say one more thing about setups. This is a side thing about setups. Sometimes your entire life is a setup. And sometimes it's not so much challenges as preparation for what you're going to experience. You know, your entire life is a setup. And I'll just share with mine 2 little things. When I was a little girl, I loved God with all my heart and soul. Kindergarten, I'm talking to God. I love God. You know what? Hey, I remember getting a huge download, 5 years old. Loving God here, not going to church. So I had an opportunity in 5th and 6th grade to go to church right down the road. I was there every time they opened the door. You guys know the story. I was there waiting for the preacher to come, you know, little messy child that I was. Loving God, loving God, loving God. Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday night, if it was open and I could come, I was there. I started reading the Bible. That's when I started reading the Bible, and I read it every day. I read it completely. It took me 2 years. Then I kept reading it. All right, do you think that helped me in my life? That was part of my setup. And do you know we moved in 2 years and we were not near a church again, and my mom didn't drive, and I never got involved in another church, and it was a Baptist church, and if I had stayed in that Baptist church, how far would I have gotten being as devoted to God as I was in metaphysical training that I needed? They needed me in, they needed me there, they needed me out. Get you out now. Then at one point, a couple years later, we moved to Salt Lake City, where you guys know I was shunned because of my religion, because I was not a Mormon. So I got to experience. They were allowed to say hello to me if I spoke to them, but they were not allowed to talk to me by their teacher's instructions because I was the only non-Mormon kid in the whole my grade. So totally shunned because of religion. Was that helpful for me? Absolutely. Did I hate it? Absolutely. Did I complain about it for years? Absolutely. Did I tell every Mormon I met for the next 20 years about it? Absolutely. I did. It took me years to forgive that situation because I was a baby. I was 14. I was coming into my own, and now I'm being shunned. Okay, good. Did it help me? Yes. Everything about my life, do you not think I wanted to be normal like you guys? I wanted to be normal. I went to a different high school every year. I went to a different school. I wanted to be part of the crowd and be normal and have normal activities. No. My setup for who I am going to be, did you hear that? Who I am going to be. It was necessary for me not to click in. It was necessary for me not to group in. It was necessary for me to learn how to make friends on the fly. You could drop me anywhere. I'll have 3 friends before I'm done. It was necessary for me to find a way to navigate the kingdom of spirit. And I was metaphysical the entire way. I was doing readings in 9th grade, even the non-Mormons. There's some called Jack Mormons, doing readings for the Jack Mormons. You know, had to find a way. Do you see the setup? For me to be who I am, to have the strength to do what God asked me to do, and God asked us to step away from every church and do what I tell you. And InterQuest was born. Your whole life could be a setup as well. Your whole life, your whole mission, your whole journey is probably about your soul accomplishing or doing something for you. But I want to also tell you this. You know when people die and they go through their life reviews? You know what they don't tally their end of death scores. They don't go, at your end of death, okay, you're good. They don't do that. They take you through individual moments of your life. And they say, do you see how you did there? Do you see how you did there? Was there love given there? Well, how did you love there? And you see your soul's journey, your life journey in moments. Because your life is a series of moments. Even if it's great impact that you do, the great impact is based on a series of moments. And how we show up for those moments. How we bring love to those moments. How we help bring love to the world in those moments. That creates a fabric that becomes your life. And that's the setup you do. Spirit cannot make you respond. You have free will, you're God's child. But what you choose to respond in any given moment, that's your contribution. And at the end of your life, I hope for all of us that we see the most fantastic tapestry of love that we've created, full of moments and moments and moments and moments and moments where we've shined, where we've let our spirit shine. It's not about making you guys happy. It's about standing forward and saying, this is me. I'm going to just be me for a minute. And if I am me, I am love. I'm God's child. I am love. I'm wise. I'm kind. I'm all these things. I'm me, shining. And the tapestry that I thought was built upon challenges and obstacles, and I did think that, is really a fabric that's been woven for my spirit to shine brighter. Each little challenge was just a little Brillo pad cleaning off some of the dirt on my body. Just a little Brillo, clearing off some of the limiting beliefs, healing some of the old wounds. All of it so that my tapestry, moment by moment, can be filled with light. Are you guys kind of feeling with me here? All right. Consciously becoming aware, Spirit asked me to ask you this. How are you going to show up for your life? How are you going to show up? And it's not just the high drama moments, it's every moment. Every moment. And one of the things Patrick and I have been working on in the last part of our journey is like, it's okay to say, not now. I'm in my own head. Not right now. I'll talk to you later. I'm not going to be able to hear a word you're saying. I got something going on. When we're younger, when you're younger, it's like, but I'm the most important thing in the world to each other. Yeah, I know you guys do it, so don't tell me you don't. You need to stop everything for me. I'm your person. No, you don't. Because you're still my person. 30 years later. You don't have to stop everything for me. Take your time. I know we'll come back around. Take your time. That is also consciously choosing a moment. Do you hear? So it's not always about pleasing people. It's about choosing your moment. Do you see? Okay. The awareness of the conscious choice will always take you to the awareness of your inner God self, which will always take you to joy and fulfillment. Does that sound good? All right. I wanted you to think with me about the very first Sunday for the use of this series. For those of you that were not here, I was explaining to the congregants and all of you on Facebook about how you can choose to live okay, or you can choose to live you. So I had two pairs of shoes. I had my white shoes because I needed some white shoes for an outfit. They were cute, they were adorable, they were functional, and I liked them. Did you always remember my beautiful white shoes? And then I had these wild yellow, blue, pink, orange shoes. They were just crazy, and I had no need for them. And I bought them anyway because they thrilled my soul and made me so happy. Now, when your life is over, do you want white shoes only in your life review? Or do you want some wild shoes in there too? Wild, happy shoes, moments of extreme bliss, moments where you just let yourself be thrilled and you didn't know why. There was no reason for it. When you let yourself be thrilled with no reason, you are thrilling your soul. Your soul, the core of who you are, the reason you came, you're being thrilled. And it's happy, and it's wonderful, it's crazy, and it's wild, and who cares? It's fabulous for you. And when you are that happy, the impact of your joy goes out to help the whole. In White Eagle, I was reading, he said that if you knew the power of your joy, you couldn't understand. You would be amazed. A joyful life does so much to impact the entire humanity. And then he went on to say, if there is no joy, there is no future. We will not continue as a race. Humanity needs to be happy. We need joy in our body, mind, and spirit. And that creates future for us. That creates continuation. Every child's, what are they but a bundle of joy? Born in joy, most conceived in joy. You know, we need joy to continue. Without joy, we don't. And we need joy to heal our souls. Just to finish our journey. And what is our goal? Unfold the God-like self. Become more of that God presence and that God light. All right. I wanted to share one more quick little thing with you. Elijah. John the Baptist. Little snippet. When Elijah walked the earth, which maybe you've read, there was a king named Ahab and his queen Jezebel, and Jezebel did not like Elijah. And they had converted to another faith. And these were Israeli kings and queens. The tribes were still there. So they had converted. So they were taking all of the Israeli priests and prophets and killing them. And Jezebel actually thought she had killed all of them. And Elijah was the only one left. Elijah had a big showdown with her priest of Baal, the Baal priests. And it was where he had the cows, and he said, have your God bring fire onto this offering. And they couldn't do it. And then he put out his cow, and he brought fire onto his offering. Everybody that was watching said, oh my God, the Jewish faith, the Israeli faith is right. And so then they turned on the 450 Baal priests and killed them all. And the faith of the children of Israel was reestablished as the faith of the day. Elijah did that. John the Baptist. John the Baptist walked the plain as a new faith was being born, and as the Jewish faith, because it was Jewish faith at that time, the tribes had disappeared, as the Jewish faith was beginning to ebb. Within 30 years, the Jewish faith had to change because they lost the temple and they had to become different. John the Baptist walked in the reigniting of that faith and was instrumental in it. And he stood at the point where it was ending. And he could bring in the new faith. So he brought in and resurrected the Jewish faith, and he brought in and set fire to the Christian faith. How cool is that soul?
Cool.
Isn't that a cool journey? All right. Your life, just as fascinating. All right, let's go within. Father, we open our hearts, and I ask that your infinite love and light just engulf each one of us. A beautiful calm of light coming over us. And Father, let us feel your love moving through us. We are your children. And I want you all to feel the presence of Jesus Christ stepping forward in your column of light just to be with you. You may sense or see or feel him. Feel his love for you. Feel his words. You have a mighty work to do. And as you heal yourself, you work with God. And just imagine, if you will, the love of Jesus Christ is coming into your heart. Imagine him placing his hand on your heart. And feel your love for self as well as his love for you. And feel yourself open. Father, we ask to be helped in opening to knowing our own journeys. Father, we ask to see those moments, those pivotal moments, where we can consciously choose you, choose good, choose love. And just feel that willingness within you. I want to know my soul. And I want to celebrate my life on this planet. Feel beautiful energy of love bubbling up through you, from your feet, all the way up, all around you, through your body. Just feel this moment is perfect for you, precious child of God. We thank you, Father. Take a breath. All is well. Let your energy go into your room. And let your awareness come back to this moment. And you can open your eyes. Fulfillment. Being filled full of love and light and wonder. Being filled full of hope, opportunity, creation. Being filled full surpasses all the emotions of humanity that we think will make us happy. Surpasses all to walk with God. And I see you all doing that. And I see you all doing that. Say, yay, God.
Yay, God.